We live in a world where people are tired of where the camera is pointing towards the brand. I think it's time for the brand to point towards the people. Hi, I'm Andres Ordóñez, Chief Creative Officer at FCB Chicago.
Hi, I'm Ji Kim. I'm the Chief Digital Officer at Carat.
Today, we're going to be discussing how video is critical for driving growth in a disrupted market.
Video has always been such a powerful storytelling medium. And right now, human beings are facing kind of this hunger for stories, this hunger for distraction, and this hunger for entertainment. Growth goes two ways. You can grow and deepen kind of your relevance with more parts of a person's life, right? Which is what brand storytelling is really about. But there's also growth, which is about bringing people into the brand who have not been there before. And I think video plays a really interesting role in both parts.
And I think the beauty of video nowadays is how personalized the content can be. I also think that the beauty of video is exactly that. Stories don't have an exact time. There's content that can be told in an hour, or there's content that can be told in 6 seconds, and that's all you need to connect with that piece of content.
When we first realized that 6-second videos were a thing, it scared a lot of people, right? It scared a lot of people to say, no, you don't have a 30-second canvas anymore. You don't have a 60-second canvas anymore. You have 6. But now it's a given that we should be able to do things in 6 seconds. Especially when we talk about growth, right? And kind of especially when we are looking at kind of a certain result out of our video strategy. I mean, we have to kind of like put ourselves in the mindset of the human being seeing it. Try to find the thing that will get their attention first and think in sequences, right? Think not just in the space of that one experience, but think about what the collection of things you put forth become when you put them together, right? And I do think that we forget about that. We think about the storytelling and the art, and we forget business also wants great video.
Yeah. I think it's one of the things that have worked really nice for us sometimes is we can measure anything pretty much nowadays and understand where does the consumer want to go deeper into the story. So we will write films that are, 2-minute films where it's made of 5 different stories. And then based on everything, we can pretty much retarget the type of content that we know you're going to go after. And I think that has worked for us really, really nice. And it's an interesting way to understand how do we provide the stories on video, which is very different from obviously like traditional.
And I would argue that good craft people have always had that, right? If you think about what we do as consumers, when you watch a movie, right, a good movie keeps you in the story 10-minute increments at a time. It doesn't require you to sit there and bear with things so that you can get to the prize at the end. It keeps you going in increments. And if you can do that in advertising and you can think in 6, 15-second increments, it doesn't matter what length you have. You'll always be successful. I do believe that it all comes down to a basic understanding of people. And if you understand people, you understand why people go to certain platforms. There's a reason why people end up in these places, and there's an expectation of what they will get from these platforms.
So I think every platform, the craft is so different. When you don't understand that platform and you repurpose the same film over and over and over, I think it's a waste. No one will connect to it. So it's key for people to understand where they're going to put the video, the reasons why, and to who they're going to target that video, because else you might as well just be wasting the money.
It's format. Tailor it to the medium and don't just repurpose, really build it from the ground up.
It's a big watch out of forcing content where it shouldn't be, but I also think speed and craft is something that we have to watch out to. I think there's a big underlying there, like listen to culture, listen what is happening right now, and start writing against a little bit of that. I think it's time for the brand to point towards the people, the culture, and understand that that's the type of content they're looking for, because that's where we will connect back with them. That's one of the actually beautiful things that COVID taught us. It accelerated the way we produce things. I remember that on the first month, we looked back and we had created 13,000 pieces of content. It was like 13,000 pieces of content. It's ridiculous. But what you learn is to adapt, to be ahead of the curve. So when we go and shoot, we're almost pretty much like there's a pre-edit of what we're going to do. So we go into those rooms and we do it. To give you an idea, one of our clients, we got briefed on a Wednesday, and Friday we shipped. We shot on Thursday, we did audio, we had music licensing, and we were out on Friday. So it's moving at that speed.
I would also say, don't assume people care what you have to say. Like, you have to earn that right. We really deluded ourselves for a long time as an industry into believing that people, human beings, care about advertising. And now that we have options that allow you to avoid it altogether, just the sheer numbers we're seeing, right, on people who are willing to pay money to not see ads should probably tell us we should work harder, right? Whatever we've been doing to date with media and video, this time is precious. So use the time to learn and do better.
Every time I see a piece of content that it comes in front of me, I always ask, would you share this? If you don't have a feeling, that emotion of like, I need to share this, because there is so much content out there, you think about it, that you said, oh, that's nice, but that's not enough in the world that we live in. If it doesn't make you share it, or it doesn't tap into that little emotion that will make you click onto it, then it's not there. The key for us when we talk to our clients is like, it's not about sponsoring stories, but understanding the role of the product on those stories. And I think that's where it gets really, really interesting to understand that you get to write beautiful storytelling where the brand now has a role. It's one more character of the story. That if you remove it, there's no story. And I think that's where the magic happens.